What's good, people? Welcome back to the channel. You are watching the Arsenal Bloodline, and I'm solo today. My brother can't make it. He is under the weather, some sort of virus thing that's going around. He was also at the game, Arsenal versus Wolves, which took place on Saturday at 8 p.m.
We're the kind of club that we're together, because if you look at us, there's not many people outside Arsenal fans who like Arsenal Football Club, and that's why we're, as a club and players and everything, we're together, and that's all that matters.
So we're going to break down the game, discuss it, and all the ins and outs of what happened. But before that, guys, be sure to like the video, subscribe if you're new or you haven't already. It's much appreciated as always. So yeah, Arsenal took on Wolves at the Emirates. This one was meant to be a home banker, bit of an easy game. Wolves bottom of the league, 2 points all season. We're supposed to be the ones challenging for the title. And yeah, it was a damp squib, to be honest. It wasn't the best of games from our point of view. We knew what Wolves were going to come with. We knew they were going to be hard to break down. You knew they were going to have a game plan, slow the game down, all sorts of things like that. But we just weren't at the races at all. The lineup was pretty good. I thought Arteta picked a good team. Started with Eza in the 10, Martinelli in form on the left, Gyökeres back in the team. The midfield looked good. Zubimendi, Rice, Benny Blanco continued his game. It was looking good, man. It was looking good, but unfortunately, that start to the game and that first 45 minutes were woeful, well below standard, well below par. Everyone weren't at the races apart from Raya. He seems to be the only one that was alert and up to speed. Saliba was back as well. Good to see that, obviously. And yeah, Saliba was, I think, his usual self. After a few games out, didn't look at a beat out of step. Just looked comfortable. Horrible first half. In fact, the first hour of that game was just horrible. We didn't really create much at all. Didn't have a shot on target. Wolves looked the more threatening. Think about that. They looked the more threatening. They had the better chances in that first half. Hwang, all three on his own, running out, just running alone. Has a shot, didn't hit the shot really well, but Raya did his job. There was a Hincapié slip, which gave them a chance, but he recovered well, got the block in, and then we got the ball away. Ben White got injured in the first half and had to come off. And, it's like, oh, here we go again. Another injury to Ben White. He's probably going to be out for weeks now. And, that's the way it is. Miles Lewis-Skelly came on, got his chance, and I thought he took his chance. I thought he played very well. Played a lot better than he has recently, and as soon as he got into the game, things started to happen. He created a kind of a breakaway and wasteful. He wasted it. The passing was totally just off key yesterday. It just looked sloppy, and it just was slow and lethargic. I know we played a lot of games recently, but there's no excuse. There is absolutely zero excuse to have a performance like that at home against an opposition who are low on confidence and struggling to score goals. They scored 8 goals, make that 9 now. And yeah, it was just the pattern of play in the attack seems disjointed to me. It doesn't seem to, there's no plan, doesn't seem to work anymore. I don't know what's happening. Saka was probably one of our better players on the night, but he's still not that Saka that we know, that he gets in behind, he creates chances, he causes havoc, he gets a lot of chances himself. Apart from him, if it wasn't for him yesterday, I don't think we would have scored at all. We wouldn't have had nothing. It was terrible. Declan Rice, way below his standards, and I'm not going to have a go at him because he's allowed to have an off game every now and then. He's allowed that. The way he plays, he runs himself into the ground for this team, and he's been superb this season. And if it wasn't for him, I don't think we'd be in the position we are in now. But yeah, below par in the first half anyway. Got a lot better in the second half. Zubimendi, yeah, not one of his best at all. He was subbed off, and as he was walking around the pitch, you could see in his face, he knew he didn't play well. I mean, people might say he was reacting to being taken off. I don't think so. I think it was a reaction of, yeah, I didn't have a good one. Not a good one today at all. Very too slow. Just too slow. Too slow for me. And yeah, there's some worrying things happening in this team, and some strong concerns that I have, and I know a lot of other people have as well. Two players being Eza and Gyökeres. Ends up for some reason. I don't know what happens. You know, again, we've had the signing of him, and it's been great. But that was then. That was then. This is now. You're now an Arsenal player. You need to act like an Arsenal player now. You need to get in the groove of this season, because big things could happen, and you know you're going to be a part of it. You got to put in the performances, son. And for me, he just seems to like hide in between the lines, rather than, you know, the difference between him and Odegaard is Odegaard will drop deep, come and get the ball, seek out things, try and probe, and then he'll make things happen. Where Eza likes to stay a little bit higher, stay in between the lines, but what, by doing that, you're not involved in the game. You're isolated, and he's isolating himself. People can't find him as easy. You know, there were times where he did drop off, and then he realized, oh, I need to come and get the ball. Yes, you're in the 10. You have to hunt the ball. You have to control that midfield. You have to control the game. And the only way to do that is to be on the ball as much as possible. And there's too many times when he's not on the ball enough for me. Odegaard came on for him. And although Odegaard wasn't fantastic, he wasn't scintillating, it is an improvement straight away, because he does knit the defence in the midfield and the forward line a bit better. Didn't really get into the game. Didn't really grab the game by the scruff of its neck. It needed that. It needed someone to be commanding in that midfield, and that's the problem I have. We don't seem to be commanding enough in the midfield. The one player that is Declan Rice, and it's not really his job to be creative. He is meant to create and help out and score goals and stuff like that, but it's not his main role. Yeah, Martinelli again, not great when he starts games for me. Just doesn't seem to have that impetus to beat a man. He's got the pace, he's got all the attributes, but the only time he did it was when he got taken off, which was a bit too late, too little, too late. Again, culpable, and he was the culprit for not taking his chances. He had a cross from a corner from Declan Rice, put it on a plate, and you've missed the target, and you shouldn't be missing from that distance. I'm sorry. Another one where I think it was the second half, and you know, has an opportunity, but he goes wide, and you're like, yeah, it's not going to be your day today either. Not going to be your day at all. Gyökeres. Wow, what can we say about this guy? I've done a video on Gyökeres. Go check that out, man. It's just asking a question like, you know, what's wrong with him? You know, fundamentally, is he going to be able to cope at this level? For me, it just doesn't look like a footballer who's comfortable on the ball at all. He seems to be comfortable with running in behind and maybe getting on the end of things, but we're just not seeing it. The only time we saw something of him was when ball got played into him. He spun his defender, turned, had a left foot shot, which whistled past the post, but he didn't hit it cleanly enough. And Saka almost got there, but we don't see enough of that. And we can say that, people can say, oh, he hasn't got the service. He's not getting the service, which is probably a part of that is true. But at the same time, other players are getting service. Other players are scoring. So how comes they're getting service? How comes they're getting on the end of things and scoring? He's got to force himself into position. He shouldn't have to force himself. It should be quite easy in this team. You know, you're a player. You play with these guys. Talk to them. Don't they talk to each other? Do they just train and then go home? You don't speak about, well, what I like is to do this. And when I do this, you do that. You know, it's a bit poor. And he just looks like he's out of his depth at the moment. And he actually looks like a squad player that is playing in the first team, which is mad considering the last 2 seasons he's had and his goal scoring record and things like that. It's crazy to think that a guy like him is struggling in a team like this. But yeah, poor again. But overall, just a poor performance. And when the goal finally did come, it was from a set piece, of course. Saka's left foot hits the back post, hits the keeper, goes in. It's 1-0 to the Arsenal. From there, you're thinking, right, here we go, lads. The floodgates will open. We'll get another goal, at least maybe another 2 goals. And what do? We huffed and puffed for a little bit, and then we backed off as we've been doing in these away games lately. Chelsea, Sunderland, you know, Villa, you get back into the game, and then you're backing off. Why are we letting these teams back into the game? We're at home against Wolves, bottom of the league Wolves, and they start to dominate for 10 minutes, and lo and behold, they score a goal. You know, it took another brilliant cross from Saka again, and another own goal to seal the win. And this win, I've never had a win before like this and felt so disappointed. And I guess it's because the desperations of the fans who feel like this, not all fans feel like this. I guess some fans are going, yeah, but we won the game. We got the 3 points. What does it matter? It matters because we're playing, this is Wolves. If you're playing like that against Wolves, we're going to be playing better opposition. We've got Everton away next. You think they're going to be just roll over and die? They're at home. They're going to want to win too. Yeah? it has to be better. The levels have to be better. Arteta himself came out after the game and said that standards and the levels have to be better. The defending is terrible, or was terrible, you know. You can't carry on like this. You can't carry on like that throughout the season. It has to be better. I've never known a whole team to have such an off day like that. Most of the team were poor. Most of the team were poor. Yeah, maybe barring 2 or 3 players. Not good enough. The standards have to be a lot better. And I think Arteta's got a lot to think about now in terms of team selection and rotating the squad and making sure players get adequate rest, but he picks the right players and the right for the right team, for the right opponent, because we're going into a crucial part of the season now, and people are breathing down our necks, man. They're breathing down our necks, and the fixtures are just coming thick and fast. We need to be ready. We need to be on point. You know what I'm saying? Guys, let me know your thoughts, please. Yeah. How are you feeling about the season so far? Certain players, the Gyökeres debate, the Eze debate, Martinelli debate, you know, who should be starting? Yeah, let me know in the comments below. Remember to like the video, guys, and subscribe and all that good stuff. And I will catch you in another video. Peace.